Hey guys, it's Radiant Breeze here doing a comparison. In this video, the two biggest FPS console franchises have a showdown. This is Battlefield vs COD. Before we compare these two franchises, I would like to mention that this is my opinion. At the moment, I enjoy Battlefield more than COD, but in this review, I'm going to try and take other people's thoughts into perspective. I'm going to try and separate the false from the true and be as unbiased as I possibly can. I have nothing against you if you disagree with me. Express your feelings towards this topic as much as you want in the comments section. But please don't get offended if I choose a series that isn't the one that you enjoy. This is an opinion. If you enjoy a game, then keep on enjoying it, no matter what I say or think about it. Now that we have gotten that out of the way, let's get straight into this video. So these two franchises will be judged on their graphics, stories, technical performance, game modes, and most of all, gameplay. Let's start off with the graphics. The graphics in both of these franchises are good, but both have issues. The main issue in both of these titles is pop-in textures. This issue happens a lot more in COD than Battlefield, but this issue doesn't take away too much from the overall experience of the two franchises. Battlefield is known for larger, more fleshed out maps, while COD focuses on more smaller, more faster paced maps. So right away, Battlefield gets the edge in this section. Both these titles have great lighting and for the most part great texture. So to decide between which of these titles will prevail in this section, we have to look at map design. In all but one of the Battlefield games, being Battlefield Hardline, have had excellent large and well-designed maps, while COD has had an inconsistent amount of well or bad designed maps. So because of the scale, size, and ambition in Battlefield's maps, I'm going to have to give this one to Battlefield. Next we have the stories. This is probably one of the hardest decisions to make, because in Battlefield the stories have always been weak, but have always had memorable characters, and on and off shocking plot turns, while COD had outstanding level design and some of the best stories in FPS history. But the past three installments have had some of the worst stories and a very inconsistent amount of memorable characters. I'm going to give this one to COD because of Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 2 only. MW2 had one of the best FPS stories I have ever seen, so this one goes to COD. Next up we have technical performance. COD definitely has the edge as it runs at a smooth 60 frames per second, but gets drawn back by two things: built-in lag in the game engine and lag compensation. In the COD titles after MW3, a delay in the gunplay was very noticeable. You would think that this would happen online because of servers, right? Unfortunately, it's built into the game engine. COD runs on a game engine that's over 10 years old. This game engine cannot handle big fights, so it lags in order to keep itself in check and stay at a smooth 60 frames per second. And next is lag compensation. This occurs when you're playing online multiplayer. Lag compensation is when two players on opposite teams start firing at each other. The game doesn't recognize who saw who first or who fired first, so the game lags in order to keep itself in check. This partially happens because of the built-in lag in the game engine. This also happens because of the servers in COD. To be honest, they're not very good. Obviously, this is very unfair and makes the immersion and competitiveness of the game falter. Luckily, the built-in lag in the game engine hasn't been so bad in the newest COD installment, Black Ops 3, but that doesn't excuse the past COD games for faltering under this issue. This kind of stuff barely happens in Battlefield. The main technical issue with Battlefield is its minor amount of glitches. They are really annoying, but luckily don't happen too often, if you don't count the disastrous launch of Battlefield 4, so I'm going to have to give this one to Battlefield. Next up are the game modes. Right away I have to give this one to COD for one reason. Every game mode in COD can be played with local split screen. Both these titles have good and bad game modes, but between the two franchises, my favorite game mode will have to go to COD Zombies mode. This game mode is a lot of fun, which you can play with your friends with multiplayer. With an infinite amount of waves of zombies and a ton of lore, this game is a lot of fun, so I'm going to have to give this one to COD. Now it's time to get to the most important aspect of FPSs. This is the gameplay. The gameplay in both of these franchises are very good and are tons of fun to play, but only one style of gunplay, customization, or variety of guns can prevail. Let's start with COD's customizations. In multiplayer, there are different specialists that have their own different abilities which are very well balanced. This is a new innovative feature that comes with Black Ops 3. It adds a great amount of depth to the franchise. The variety of guns is not nearly as much as in Battlefield, but is definitely acceptable. There are a ton of different weapon customizations and different camos, which is definitely a good thing in my opinion. Now to Battlefield's customizations. The amount of different weapons in this game are massive, each of them having their own different customization. There are also a ton of different vehicles in this game that also have their own different customization. So because of this, there's a lot of grinding that can be done in this game. Next up is gunplay. COD takes an easier approach on gunplay as it takes less shots to kill someone. If you aim at someone in COD and pull the trigger, it doesn't take time for the bullet to reach the other enemy, which makes sniping easier in COD than in Battlefield. COD doesn't take as much skill as Battlefield because of the amount of lag in COD. Movement in COD takes a Titanfall approach of ground sliding and almost jump boosting, which is a great addition to the franchise. COD focuses on close quarter combat, while Battlefield focuses more on large scale battles. Battlefield takes more of a realistic approach in battles than COD, adding vehicles and weather effect. Now to the gunplay of Battlefield. In Battlefield, bullets actually take time to reach opponents or targets. There is almost no lag in Battlefield, which gives more depth to the franchise. It also makes players require more skill to kill enemies. Relying on all this information, Battlefield would prevail, but only one thing holds it back: bullshit DLC. There is so much DLC in the Battlefield franchise. Screw you, EA. Screw you. You can even buy guns in the game, pay $15 to unlock all the guns before everyone else, and basically cheat. This takes away a bunch of immersion from the game, and basically really sucks. But even with that, Battlefield still prevails. I can't deny how much depth there is in Battlefield's gameplay, so this one goes to Battlefield. So with Battlefield prevailing in more categories than COD, I'm going to say that Battlefield wins this battle. So if you guys want more of these kinds of videos, let me know in the comment section below. This video took me a long time to make, so please drop a like on it. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video as much as I did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always guys, stay radiant.